All right, so we're diving into some really cool stuff today, and it's all about, you guessed it, content. But not just any content. This is about how we're making it, how we're taking it in, how it's basically changing how we experience knowledge itself. Wild, right?
Yeah, and you've really outdone yourself with this batch of sources. We've got YouTube videos about creating that super engaging episodic content, the whole debate on what it even means to be authentic anymore in this digital world, and then boom, Google drops this bombshell Notebook LM, which sounds like something straight out of sci-fi.
For real, Google just keeps changing the game. But let's start with something a little less, artificial intelligence and a little closer to what we do here. Remember all those articles about episodic content you sent? There's a reason it's everywhere right now.
It's true. And those articles, they actually lay out count them, seven distinct reasons why this format's blowing up. And it goes way beyond just what we see in podcasts.
Okay, so spill the tea. Why is everyone so obsessed with episodic content all of a sudden?
Well, think about it. It plays into something really primal about how we connect not just with information, but with each other, especially online. One of the biggest things those articles hammered home was how episodic content creates this, hook, this sense of anticipation, kind of like tuning into your favorite TV show every week.
Okay, I see that. You're more likely to come back for more if you know there's something new on the horizon. But I feel like it's even deeper than that.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's about building a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Like those coffee talks that marketing agency, Nexting, I think it was doing, the ones we were talking about, those weekly videos, they were building relationships with their audience, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Exactly. That's where the magic really happens. When everyone else is doing these one-off, look-at-me videos, showing up consistently week after week, it builds trust. It's a completely different vibe. You're telling people, hey, I'm invested in this for the long haul, not just trying to make a quick sale.
And these days, everyone can sniff out a sales pitch a mile away. So you're focusing on building a library of content instead of just chasing whatever's hot this week.
Right. And that Content 10X video you shared, it made a brilliant point about this. This format, it kind of forces you to be more intentional, more strategic with your content. You're not just scrambling for ideas at the last minute. You've got a plan, a schedule.
It's like you're building an entire content library, episode by episode, that keeps working for you long after you hit publish, which honestly sounds amazing.
And let's not forget about the algorithm, right? That consistent release schedule. It's like sending a signal flare to YouTube, to Apple Podcasts, to all of them, saying, hey, I'm here, I'm serious, and I'm delivering value on the regular.
And those algorithms, they eat that up.
They absolutely do. Consistency is king. It's like that old saying, slow and steady wins the race. You're playing the long game, and that's how you build a loyal audience in this crazy, ever-changing digital landscape.
It's like we're building a whole world, not just one-off things. But this whole idea of showing up consistently, it makes me think about that other debate we've been digging into, this pressure to be authentic online. Did those YouTube videos change your mind about any of it?
It's funny you should say that. All those different voices we heard, they really brought home how loaded that word authenticity really is.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an opinion, but what does it even mean,
Yeah, for real. Like that one video, Missing the Mark, he seemed to be saying that it all boils down to honesty, which, duh, of course it does. But then there's this whole other side, like this pressure to be on all the time, spill your guts, even when it might not be the best thing for your audience.
Right. Like we're supposed to bare our souls 24/7 in the name of keeping it real, even if it's not actually helpful or even professional. And that's what really got me thinking about that video from Erica Kohlberg, the one where she plays that Seth Godin clip,
Yeah. He had some pretty strong opinions on that.
Yeah, he basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that people don't really want to see cranky Erica. They want the Erica she shows up as consistently, someone they can rely on.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's less about being an open book and more about being the best version of yourself, consistently showing up and delivering, even when you're not feeling it.
Exactly. And isn't that also a form of authenticity,
Yeah.
Being authentic to the commitment you've made to your audience.
Right, like this is who I am and this is what I'm here to do.
Exactly. And that bit in Missing the Mark about awkwardness and stage fright, he argued that the more you focus on the task at hand, actually delivering the goods, the less those internal struggles even matter.
It's like that killer quote he dropped from that mathematician, the one about cycling. It doesn't get easier, you just go faster. The more you create, the stronger those creative muscles get, and the less you get tripped up by your own self-doubt.
Right. You don't wait around for the fear to go away. You just get so good it doesn't matter anymore. You just create, you learn, you iterate.
Right.
And maybe, just maybe, that's where real authenticity comes in, you know?
Whoa. Okay, that's kind of blowing my mind right now. So
Right.
it's not about being on all the time. It's about showing up consistently and getting better at what you do. Which, funny enough, leads us perfectly to this whole other mind-blowing thing. Google Notebook LM. We're talking AI that practically makes content for you. Is this the future? Okay, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that cycling quote. But now we're talking about AI that practically makes content for you. That's next level. How does it even work?
It's wild, right? Picture this. You feed it your notes, research, random thoughts even, and boom, it spits out a full-blown podcast episode. That's basically what Notebook LM does.
Whoa, okay, so it just copies how humans talk. Because we were talking about authenticity earlier, and this feels kind of blurry.
It's the big question, isn't it? And those YouTube videos you sent, they had some really interesting takes on this. Remember Beth sent us?
Yeah, she loved it, right?
Totally. She was blown away by how it turned her blog posts into these natural-sounding conversations. She even said it was kind of freaky how well it captured her voice.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because it made me think about what the Hard Fork podcast discovered when they interviewed one of the creators. They were talking about this feature that makes these super slick audio summaries of complicated topics. And they were saying it was like having a personal tutor break it all down for you.
Exactly. And that's what makes Notebook LM so fascinating.
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's not just about sounding human. It's about understanding how language and information work together. It can analyze complex stuff, pull out the key points, and present it in a way that's engaging and easy to grasp.
So instead of spending hours going through these dense reports, we could absorb the same information in way less time, all while feeling like we're just having a chat. So is this something we can actually use, or is it still top secret Google stuff?
For now, it's still in beta testing, tucked away in Google Labs. But even at this early stage, it gives us a glimpse into the future of how we learn. Imagine teachers using this to create custom podcast lessons for their students, or professionals using it to get up to speed on the latest industry reports.
It's like a superpower for your brain. But, and I hate to be a downer here, but doesn't this bring up some serious questions? Like, what does this mean for human creativity and expertise? If AI can make engaging content, where does that leave everyone else?
That's the heart of it, right? And Hard Fork actually made a really good point about this. They said that while these AI voices are incredible, they still lack a certain something. Like they haven't quite figured out how to be funny or connect with people on an emotional level.
So there's still hope for us humans.
At least for now.
This is seriously huge. I feel like we're watching something brand new unfold. This could change everything. How we learn, how we work, even how we have fun.
Absolutely. It's both exciting and a little scary, you know, and it all circles back to that fundamental question. What does it even mean to be authentic in a world where technology is blurring the line between human and machine?
Something tells me we'll be trying to figure that one out for a while. But one thing's for sure, it's a wild time to be alive, to be learning, to be creating. And who knows, maybe we'll have AI companions along for the ride.
Now, wouldn't that be a deep dive?
That's a thought for another day. Thanks for being here with us, everyone. And until next time, keep those minds open and those questions coming.